Have you ever felt like you're always one step behind in understanding women? Like no matter what you do, you can't quite figure them out. A lot of guys feel the same way. Today, I'll reveal 4 of the darkest female secrets that women don't really want you to know. These aren't just theories. They're based on real, psychological insights and countless real-life experiences. 1. Women can't keep secrets. Ever wonder why your girlfriend seems to tell her best friend everything, even the stuff you specifically asked her not to share? It's not because she's untrustworthy or a gossip. There's actually a fascinating reason behind this behavior, and it's all about connection. You see, for many women, sharing secrets isn't just about spilling the beans. It's like a special bonding ritual they use to get closer to their friends. When a woman tells her bestie something personal, it's not because she wants to betray your trust. She's actually trying to strengthen her friendship. Here's something really interesting. Studies have shown that when women share personal information, their brains release more of a hormone called oxytocin. This is often called the bonding hormone because it helps people feel closer to each other. So when your girlfriend tells her friend about that embarrassing thing that happened to you, her brain is actually rewarding her for it. But hold on, don't start thinking all women are the same. Just like guys, every woman is different. Some are fantastic at keeping secrets and wouldn't dream of sharing something you told them in confidence. Others might find it more challenging to keep things to themselves. It's not about being good or bad at keeping secrets. It's about how their brains are wired for social connections. The key here is understanding that for many women, sharing secrets isn't about betraying trust. It's about creating deeper, more meaningful friendships. When a woman tells her friend something personal, she's essentially saying, "I trust you enough to share this with you." It's a way of showing vulnerability and building a stronger bond. So next time you're about to tell your girlfriend something private, keep this in mind. She might feel a really strong urge to share it with her closest friend. It's not because she doesn't respect your privacy, but because her brain is literally pushing her to use that information to strengthen her friendships. What's the real reason women sometimes struggle to keep secrets? It's often about building stronger, more intimate connections, not about being untrustworthy or gossipy. Understanding this can help you navigate your relationships better and maybe even appreciate the complexity of female friendships a bit more. 2. Women don't want to face rejection, insult, and embarrassment. Ever wondered why some women seem to be good at finger-pointing? It's not just about avoiding responsibility. There's a hidden reason behind this blame game, and it's more common than you might think. Let me explain what's really going on when a woman gets caught doing something wrong and immediately starts pointing fingers. You see, from a young age, many girls are taught to be good girls. They're expected to always be on their best behavior, to never make mistakes, and to be perfect little angels. This creates a ton of pressure to maintain a squeaky clean image. It's like they're walking on eggshells all the time, trying not to crack that perfect facade. Now, imagine what happens when one of these good girls grows up and does something that doesn't fit that perfect image. Maybe she cheats on her boyfriend or lies to her best friend. Suddenly, all that pressure comes crashing down on her. She feels intense shame and fears that everyone will reject her if they find out the truth. So, what does she do? She plays the blame game. It's not only because she's manipulative, it's actually a defense mechanism. By blaming others, she's trying to protect herself from those painful feelings of shame and fear. It's like she's building a wall of excuses to shield herself from the consequences of her actions. Think about it this way. If she can convince herself and others that it wasn't really her fault, then maybe she can still be that good girl everyone expects her to be. Maybe she can avoid feeling like a failure or being rejected by the people she cares about. Now, I'm not saying this makes it okay. Blaming others for your own mistakes is never cool, but understanding why it happens can help you deal with these situations better. When a woman in your life starts playing the blame game, remember that there might be a lot of fear and shame hiding behind those accusations, but even if she fears rejection and responsibility, it's not like you should be forgiving if she crosses your dark line. It's also super important to remember that not all women do this. Many are totally capable of owning up to their mistakes and taking responsibility for their actions. 3. Using tears to manipulate. You know how we're always told that a woman's tears are sacred? Well, I'm about to blow your mind. Those tears you see might not be what you think they are. It is also said that a woman's tears are genuine only when she's alone. When she does it in public, It might be to evoke empathy. Now, I'm not saying all tears are fake, but here's the thing. Women's tears can serve different purposes. Sometimes they're expressing genuine sadness. Sure, but other times, they might be using those tears to manipulate a situation. Here's where it gets really wild. Scientists have actually found that women's tears contain chemicals that can influence men's behavior and emotions. Those tears aren't just water. They're like a secret potion that can mess with your head. It's not magic. It's biology. But before you start thinking every crying woman is trying to pull a fast one on you, let's pump the brakes. This doesn't mean all women are out there using their tears as some kind of weapon. Women feel emotions just like we do, and sometimes those emotions come out as tears. So how do you know what's what? It's all about context. You gotta look at the bigger picture. Are those tears matching up with what's actually happening? Is there a pattern of crying to get what she wants? Because if she starts crying every time when the situation is against her, she most likely is doing it in a manipulative way. These are the kinds of questions you need to ask yourself. Understanding this stuff can help you respond better when a woman cries. You don't want to be that guy who falls for every story, but you also don't want to be a heartless jerk who ignores genuine pain. It's about finding that balance. Here's the bottom line. A woman's tears aren't always just about sadness. They can be a complex mix of real emotion and a social tool. It's not always easy to tell the difference, but being aware that there is a difference can help you navigate these tricky situations. 4. They know their body count matters. That's why they lie about it. If you've ever asked a girl about her number of sexual partners and watched her whole mood change, you're not alone. But here's the thing. It's not just about the number. There's a lot more going on under the surface. Society often has a double standard when it comes to sexual history. Men are often praised for having multiple partners, while women are shamed for the same thing. This double standard creates a lot of anxiety and shame for women when they're asked about their past. Back in the day, marrying a virgin was the only way to be sure a child was yours. It was like a primitive paternity test. So women actually ended up staying with the first guy they had. And here's something you might not know. Women with a higher body count can sometimes struggle to connect and maintain relationships. It's not because they're bad people or anything. It's just that they're used to moving on to another guy when things get tough. The harsh truth is that you might build a stronger connection if you're one of the first guys in her life. Remember, women aren't puzzles to be solved or games to be won. They're people, just like you. Treat them with kindness and understanding, but also don't be afraid to move on if the situation demands it. The key here isn't to use this knowledge to judge or manipulate. This won't lead to healthy relationships. Instead, use what you've learned to build better connections. So, what's the big deal about a woman's body count? It's about the fear of judgment and rejection that comes with it. It's about the pressure society puts on women to be pure, but also innocent. It's about the anxiety of potentially losing someone's respect or affection over something that happened in the past. Many women are afraid that if they reveal their body count, it'll change how they're seen, even by someone they really care about. It's not just about what you might think. It's about all the baggage that comes with that number, the fear of being labeled.